Welcome to the video for chapter 30 of the Cambridge Introduction to Sanskrit, which is going to tell you about secondary middle endings as they are used in thematic verbs. When we were looking at the endings of active verbs, we saw that the present potential and the imperfect indicative use the same set of endings, with exceptions in the first singular and in the third plural. These endings are known as the secondary endings, and if you don't quite remember them anymore, go back to chapter 12, where they were first introduced. In the middle, we have exactly the same situation, so present potential and imperfect indicative use the same set of endings, and again, the exceptions to this are the first singular and the third plural. Let's look at these endings. In the singular, we have I or ya, ta and ta, where I is the ending that we find in the imperfect and ya is the ending that we find in the potential. Then in the dual we have wahi, tam and tam, and we here need to distinguish between e tam and ya tam. E is what we find in the imperfect and ya is what we find in the potential. And then we have mahi, dwam and nta or run. Nta is what we find in the imperfect and run is what we find in the potential. So in this table, wherever you have two alternative forms, the imperfect is listed first, the potential is listed second. There are some people who prefer memorizing new endings by looking just at the endings. For those of you, you just saw a table that contained just the endings. However, for everyone else who prefers to memorize whole paradigms, here are two sample paradigms of an imperfect indicative middle and a present potential middle. In both cases, we're looking at the forms of br, to carry, which typically is active but can also be found in the middle. Middle imperfect indicatives and present potentials are also formed from the present tense stem. Again, we see the imperfect being marked by the augment a that is added before the stem, and again we find the potential marker e appearing at the end of the stem, so between stem and ending. So in the singular we get abhare, abharatah, abharata. Abhare is abhara plus the ending I. Remember, a plus I together give you e. So abhare, abharatah, abharata. Then in the dual, abharawahi, abharetam, abharetam. Notice we have the stem final vowel a lengthened to a in the first person, so abharawahi. And then in the plural we have abharamahi, again with the a being lengthened, abharatwam and abharanta. Then in the potential, we have bhareya, bharetach, bhareta, bharewahi, bhareyatam, bhareyatam, bharemahi, bharetwam, and bhareran. That was it for this chapter. We hope that you found this video helpful. And if you have any comments or suggestions, we would love to hear from you. Please do write to us at rupal@cambridge-sanskrit.org. And now, for your own work on this material, good luck and have fun!